So I know that this is definitely like a topic that's not that deep. I totally agree, like I know. But all I'm gonna say is, I have been sort of like an avid maladaptive daydreamer for like probably 3 quarters or more of my life. So I kind of have put more thought into these things, unfortunately. So I have a little bit more experience, and that's sort of where I'm coming from today. Um, so I know that like making OCs is usually just like for fun, but a lot of times I've tried to sort of make it make sense because, as much as it's like, oh, it doesn't matter, just be self-indulgent, do whatever you want, blah blah blah, I get that. But the difference with me is that I kind of care about like the final product, and I'm very picky, and I don't want things to seem stupid, which is kind of like mean to say, like, oh, what do you mean if you think this is dumb? It's like, yes, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like like me myself, for what I try to do, I try to make it like not be stupid, and I try to make it make sense while still also being a little bit self-indulgent. So I thought I would bring this here as an example as to why, you know, over the past few years, I started to like become more and more like analytical of what I'm doing with OCs, and you know, especially with like shipping things, like because that's like the main purpose of why like I make OCs. Um, I will try to ship them with a character, but I will do a lot of like thought introspection into like my OC and the character, like the canon character, to see like how I can logically make it fit and not just be like, well, they're just together just because. Like, 'cause, you can do that, but like, I don't find it satisfying, is the problem. Like, I want it to make sense. Like, if I came across it in the wild as like its own thing, I would want it to make sense to me and be like, wow, that's a great idea. So until I get to that point, I'm like dissatisfied and I have to keep working. But okay, so you saw this OC that I made. Her name is Holly Hills, and she is a hedgehog in the Sonic universe. And it's kind of silly, it's kind of stupid, but I want everyone to hear me out, okay? For as long as the whole franchise has existed, I don't think there's been like a good character to be shipped with him. And this is coming from someone who, like, I personally find Son Amy to be really sweet because I know exactly what it's like to be like Amy. I have been that type of girl for like as long as I can remember. Very like obsessive to the point of being kind of annoying and a psycho and a stalker. And then, I had to tone it down and I became like self aware, and I would try to not freak people out. Like in the 3rd grade, I was a freak, and I'm not gonna get into the details about it, but like I was basically like Amy, like original Amy, who was like a stalker, a psycho, like lovesick, diseased, very annoying. But so like, this coming from someone who is like a supporter of that, like, I don't want to trash Sonic ever because I like it. But just realistically speaking, it could never become canon, like while still keeping respect for the character's original intentions and purposes, like, like respecting Sonic's original personality, respecting Amy's original personality. It can never happen, unfortunately. But so I was like, I want to make a character that would fit, and like I think it could realistically work just from everything I know, and like, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, oh, I'm not inserting any pieces of myself into this character whatsoever. Because I like with every single character, I will always insert like at least one facet of my personality to make it work, because I cannot do things without being at least like a little bit self-indulgent. So the thing with Holly, I posted her character sheet and everything, but basically her whole thing is she is like a nepo baby, meaning like her parents were famous and she was like born into like being kind of rich and famous, you know, in like the Sonic creatures universe, you know, and she, you know, is like a very laid back type of person. For like part of her personality, I took from Dakota Johnson. And like, I don't know, I find Dakota Johnson to be so interesting and like a very fascinating little character because she's a Nepo baby. And I remember hearing someone make like a little video essay about her and listening to it, and it was just really interesting how like noticing that she has this very like down to earth personality, and she is not afraid to say things, and she's just very much like a normal person. Like when she went on Ellen, and Ellen was telling her like, why didn't you invite me to your Christmas party or whatever party, and Dakota was like, no, I did, I invited you, you never replied, and like you just didn't go. Ellen was like, no, you never asked me, I don't remember you asking me, if you asked me I would have gone because I love parties. And then Dakota was like, no, I did ask you, ask literally everyone here, you know. And then Ellen's kind of looking around at like the crew, and she's kind of freaked out, and it's like no other like celebrity would have done that. They would have been like, oh, I mean, I thought I invited you, but I guess, I don't know, maybe you didn't get the invite or something, or blah blah blah. But Dakota was just like, no, like I did. But she wasn't like mean about it, she wasn't angry, she was just kind of like, I'm going to tell you to your face, like, and I don't really care, you know. um but I don't know, she just has like this very like lighthearted kind of personality. She's kind of silly, and she's really cute, and I don't know, she's just a normal person because she was just born into that lifestyle. She doesn't really have to try, and that's part of, you know, where I got the inspiration for Holly from. And the other part was the song Busy Woman by Sabrina Carpenter, because I had heard it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a cute like song idea for like an OC. um because I don't know, I just thought it would be cute to have an OC that's like, you know, she's very clearly like interested in the guy, but like, you know, if he, you know, plays disinterested back, she's gonna be like, well, I'm a busy woman, you know, I'm doing stuff all the time too, and you know, it doesn't really matter. But if you do want to talk to me and you are interested in me, then I'll be home, you know. And I think I thought that was like a kind of cute concept. And I guess I thought it sort of fit for like a romantic interest for Sonic, because the thing about Sonic is that he can't be sort of with a girl who is very much like, not clingy really. I guess I would sort of just say like I don't know, maybe clingy is the right word. Just someone who like wants to like tie you down and be like, you know, you need to be here with me in this place all the time and blah blah blah. Like, you know, we're gonna be married, we're gonna do this, do that. I think he is not that type of person. Not I think, like I know. As far as like the original concept of his character goes, that's part of why like Amy is so annoying to him. Not only just that, she's also kind of like a little sister type character who's like, you know, oh, the younger girl who has a crush on you and she's really annoying, and you know, she wants to marry you, and it's just like, oh my gosh, that's horrifying, get away from me. But you know, Sonic is very much like, I don't like that. So Holly is almost like the antithesis of that, because she herself, much like Sonic, kind of, she can't be in one place all the time. And you know, because she does her own thing with being like a Nepo baby, and you know, being famous since she was little. You know, she does like modeling stuff for like, I figured it would be cute if she was like friends with Honey the cat. You know, she does like fashion design, so I figure like Holly would be like a runway model sometimes, and she does like, you know, she works with companies, and she, you know, does this and that and all that other stuff. So I mean, you know, she's a busy woman. Like she's doing her own thing too, but not like in a girl boss type of way. Just kind of like, you know, like this is my life and it's fun and it's what I do and I'm just a girl. And you know, but not to say that she is disinterested in Sonic, because that is one thing I would have her keep from Amy, like a facet of Amy's being, or I guess mine as well. You know, like this is a fast that I take for myself with, you know, being, you know, very interested in like love, romance, flirtiness, and stuff like that. I love that stuff, obviously, and you know, I think that would be like a big part of her character is like she just loves being like flirty with him, and she really likes him like a lot, but she will kind of like play it cool and not like wear that on her sleeve, you know, because she doesn't really want to give herself away. And I would say that he can probably most definitely tell that she likes him, but they both would probably just enjoy having this like back and forth, like flirting thing. No, I actually have to go now, but it was really fun being flirty with you and this and that. I gotta go, bye. You know, and that's very much something I think you would be interested in. You know, because Holly wouldn't want to be like, you know, we're gonna get married and live in this little house and you're gonna be here with me forever. She'd be like, I'm getting on a plane right now in like 30 minutes, so I gotta go. But like we can like flirt with each other for like 20 minutes and then I can leave. And then we can think about each other like until we meet up again, which is like really fun. It's the yearning. But I think the yearning would be much more like on Holly's end because she's a girl, but you know, as far as like, well, what makes her so special? Why would Sonic even be interested in her? The difference also between her and like Amy is that she, you know, obviously is a famous, wealthy girl. You know, she's kind of like a celebrity, and that's part of the draw. And I know that people are like, oh, that's so shallow, that's so mean. Sonic isn't like that. Original concept for Sonic is very much like that. He would probably only be interested in being with a girl who has like some sort of status thing because he has like an ego problem, and he'd be like, you know, if I'm gonna be involved with anyone, it's, you know, it better be someone who's like kind of a big deal and, you know, like is pretty and has money and, you know, this and that. Because you know, he's kind of a punk, you know, so like that would be a facet of her that he would take an interest in, you know. And then also, secondly, you know, she also likes him. You know, he wouldn't take interest in someone probably who has like zero interest in him, because that would kind of like damage his ego, and he very much is like an egomaniac, so he would be like, no, you know. But you know, once he gets the idea that like, oh, she likes me, oh, obviously, you know, I'm interested in that, I need a piece of that, you know. So that was like the draw concept, because there has to be like an initial draw that's very compelling, and that was it for me. And then, you know, after that it's just kind of like, you know, Holly and my, you know, my creating her, my process and all that. I consider her and visualize her as being a very like flirty personality type. And you know, if Sonic were ever to be involved with a girl, I picture that he would probably be the same, and you know, really mainly only interested in like that part of the relationship, and not so much like, I'm committed to you. Do you remember our first date? I'm here for our anniversary. He's just kind of like, I'm just here for the fun of it, and like that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's where my concept comes from. And then I feel like there was something else that I wanted to say, but I can't quite think of it right now. Oh yeah, the other thing that I want to say about Holly is I pictured, that if, because she would be doing like interviews and stuff like that, and paparazzi harassing her with questions. They'd be like, does it ever bother you, like, do you ever think about the fact that like Sonic's main interest in you might come from like you coming from like a rich, like wealthy celebrity family, and like the fact that you're a nepo baby? And she'd be like, oh my gosh, why do people keep asking me this? Like, that's like you asking me, are you offended that like one of the main reasons he might be interested in you is because you're pretty? It's like, no, I mean, like, it's a facet of who I am. This is like a piece of my being. I'm pretty. I'm like the daughter of like famous people. That is all I've ever known. No, I'm not offended that he likes me for pieces of myself. Like, that's a stupid thing to ask, and I don't care. And by the way, if it gets me flirting rights with him, I don't really care. I really don't care, what reason he takes interest in me, because I enjoy it. So stop asking me, like, that would be her response. Because, I mean, I don't think there would ever be a point in time where he'd be like, hey, Holly, I just want you to know that like I like you for you, because it's so like obnoxious and very boring. It's just like stupid, It's just kind of like we're just two people having fun. This is what we enjoy. Do I think they would ever have like, a time where they get together at some point? Yes, I do. But it would be very very kind of like loose. No like labels on it, and it would just be like them hanging out together more frequently and being more like couple-y, but like it wouldn't be like you are mine and I am yours and we are together in this place and we are, it's just like, it's just kind of like we're just a thing, and that's all it is. And so yeah, that's like my analysis of why I think this ship would work. And because this is my autism is romance specific, and I hyper focus on this stuff, and I try to figure out what makes sense instead of just being like, Sonic likes her because she's kind of pretty, and like she has like a figure, like a hourglass figure, and she's like so pretty, and that's it. That's like the only reason he likes her. It's like, okay, yes, we're getting somewhere with that, but like you need to add more. And so I added more, and there it is. There it is. Let's all do a big high five, woo! And to be honest with you, I put these out because I love talking about my OCs, but also on top of that, I love giving people knowledge. I want people to, I want people to think the way that I think, not because it's like I want you to think like me. It's just because like I know that like my train of thought stems from logic, and I want other people to be able to make their OCs for shipping purposes and sort of like dissect stuff like I do, because I'm telling you, you will be so satisfied when you come out on the other end with like a ship that actually makes sense, and it's not just like, well, it's just because I want to ship them. It's like there's like a logical purpose, and their personalities go well, and their stories go well together, and whatever, and that's it. That's pretty much it. So if you have comments and like questions about her or the ship or anything, I want to answer them. So please ask me, and please tell me things, because I love talking about it and I love being annoying. And I'm recording this while I'm hiding in the bathroom, so I'm sorry if you can hear sounds or if it's really echoey or if I'm too quiet. I'm trying to keep my voice down because I don't like being heard talking about this stuff, because I think it's really embarrassing and stupid. Okay, bye.